I always tell everybody that I meet, everybody deserve a coach. And I deserve a coach, and I have a coach, and my coach has a coach, and I think his coach has a coach. So everybody deserves to have a coach.
Hi, everybody. This is Ann Hofferberth. I'm here with Samar, and I'm not going to pronounce her last name correctly, so I'll let her tell you. And we're here for the Mars Venus Coaching podcast, and Samar wants to share her journey as a Mars Venus coach, and we can't wait to hear from you, Samar. So let everybody know who. Get that pronunciation for me, and what it is you do at Mars Venus.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Anne, so much for this amazing opportunity. My name is Samar Showail, and I am from Saudi Arabia. And I joined Mars Venus Coaching in 2017. And it is an amazing story. Maybe I will tell you this story today. And now I am head of director of the now I am director of development and corporate training, and I am the master licensee in the GCC and Middle East.
Wonderful. That's a nice progress. Now, I want to hear a little bit about what got you uh, to Mars, Venus, uh, because I'm sure, like, what were you doing before? How did you discover it? And how did you get there? How did you arrive there?
This is an amazing story, honestly. If anybody would have told me before joining Mars and Venus that Summer, you will leave your current industry and go for make a career shift, I will tell them you are crazy. So I come from the banking industry. Since year 2001, I started my career, and I worked in retail banking, corporate banking, investment banking. I started my managerial levels in 2009, um, then progressed to be a branch manager in 2013. And my whole life evolved in banking and banking industry and investments and corporates. But the thing is that my most adored hobby is reading, and I read a lot, and I took that from my late mother. May God rest her soul. She used to give me books when I was 6 and 7 years old, and she used to put some treats in the end of the book, like a $50 or $100. So when I finish the book, I can get my treat. And I used to read so many things, so many genres in the book, and the books. So one of the amazing authors I love reading his book was Dr. John Gray. So men are from Mars, women are from Venus, children are from heaven, how to get what you want and want what you have, all that amazing books. So in 2016, late 2016, Dr. John came to Saudi Arabia for the first time. And I said to myself, oh, this is a once in a life opportunity to really sit with this amazing person. And I went there. I attended his workshop. I attended his speech, and it was magical, honestly. At the end of his workshop, he was signing Beyond Mars and Venus book. So it was newly issued in 2016, and he was signing my book. And I just approached him and told him, Dr. John, can I ask you a question? He said, Yes, sure, Summer. I told him, Can women come from Mars? So he paused, he stood up, and then he told me, Very rarely, Samar, very rarely. But can I offer you a coaching session? I told him, Of course. This is amazing. This is like a dream came true. And I gave him my business card and drove back home. It was a very long drive, about a 4 hour drive. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, there was more than 600 people in that venue. If he took the business card of half of them, this is 300 business cards. It's like, finding you, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So it's just enjoy it, enjoy what you have, don't hope for more. And amazingly, 2 weeks later, I was contacted with the CEO of Mars Venus, Mr. Richard Bernstein, and it was amazing that he said, "Okay, you have a free session. Let's meet." And we met, and the rest of it is history.
That is an amazing story.
And honestly, and even when I met Rich, and we talked, and he asked me his famous question, Summer, do we want to become a coach? I told him, not in a million years. I don't deal with empathy, with sympathy. I don't deal with people. I deal with numbers. I deal with results. So I'm not a coach material. So he said, okay, what do you say about our offer? I told him, okay, as a banker, bankers never say no. Bankers say always yes to any offer. So I'm going to take the course for myself just to enhance my abilities, enhance my skills, and that will be it. So, and I told Rich the very first class, Rich, mark my words, I will never be a coach. And he is still marking me, marking me about this sentence until this day.
That's amazing. That's so funny. And now, I mean, you went from banking corporate world to being an independent operator, an entrepreneur. How did you make that change so readily?
Honestly, I jumped. I jumped and I told myself either I will fly or I will fly. Uh, I just find it in myself that it's enough with the being cornered with the four walls, being cornered with everything. I found my passion. I found my calling in life, and I was amazed about all the knowledge and all the information and everything we can do to help others, succeed in their life and find their dreams and find their path and find their way. So all of that was amazing to me. So out of nowhere, I resigned, and I told myself, either you will fly, or you will fly. There is no other option.
That is so funny. And now you're in a position where are you? I'd like to ask you, when you are working with a new client, are you selling two things? Are you selling Samar and John Gray and Mars Venus at the same time? Or is it easier to sell what John teaches and you as the vessel? Tell me how that works for you.
Honestly, my focus isn't Samar or Dr. John, with all my respect to him. My focus is the client. The What's his vision? What's his dreams? How can I, enable the client so he can, you know, how can I say that? He
Achieve.
can, approve for himself to dream, because most of us people, we put limits to ourselves. We put ceilings. So what when I work with a client, the first thing, I let him feel the ceiling. Okay, why cannot we just break the ceiling and go shoot for the stars? And my main focus is this client. How far can he dream? How far he can go in his dreams? So when we achieve that, and he believe in himself, and he believe that it's his right to dream, then I pitch in Dr. John's teaching, and I am the vessel of delivering this teaching to him, to my client.
Well, that's a terrific, terrific answer because as you were saying it, I was thinking about the people who climb Mount Everest, and
Yes,
every one of them has a Sherpa, a guide. So if you choose to climb those heights you've never been, it's hard to do it alone. You need a
definitely,
guide.
definitely. And we have a saying in Arabic that says, when you have a bag with two handles, it's better two people, carry this bag. So your life has so many handles. Why you should carry it alone and start, moving around with it? Why don't you have a companion that will carry this bag with you and let you reach your destination?
Yes, because when you look at the world, I think people are accustomed to seeing coaches helping elite athletes.
Yeah,
They expect Tiger Woods to have a coach, but they think it's for the few, not for the many. That it's privileged people or people that are in an arena of expertise. Can you address that? That difference between you don't just need a coach because you're an athlete. Sometimes you need a coach because you're making a decision to make a change.
honestly, I always tell everybody that I meet, everybody deserve a coach, and I deserve a coach, and I have a coach, and my coach has a coach, and I think his coach has a coach. So everybody deserves to have a coach, uh, going the journey with them. Having a coach, it's not, it's not, a luxurious thing. It's Now it becomes a necessity for reaching the quality of life that you long for, you dream for, you want to achieve. And quality of life, the amazing thing about quality of life, it's an evolving thing. It's like, an art piece that you keep sculpturing and you keep painting as long as you are living. So you keep adding colors, you keep adding shapes, you keep adding so many beautiful things to your life, until you say, okay, now I achieved this, what's next? Now I achieved this, what's next? So it's not, there is no a final destination for reaching your quality of life, because whenever you reach something, okay, I want to have a quality of time. So when I reach my quality of time, okay, I want to have quality of friendship. when I reach quality of time and quality of friendship, okay, I want quality of relationship. So I start building, this building blocks until I finalize my art piece.
Very good. Well, tell me, what is your day or week like as a Mars Venus coach? Uh, what does it take to perform at your level?
Okay, so as I told you, I am a master coach. So I coach my clients life coaching. I do life coaching. I do executive coaching. I do business coaching. I do coaching. And as part of the executive team in Mars Venus, I am responsible for the development and corporate training for people who wants to become a coach. And put on top of that, I'm the master licensee in the Middle East and the GCC area. So that's a third responsibility that I must attend to the business. I must attend to all the coaches in the region. If they have any challenges, if they need any kind of support, I'm always there for them. And on top of that, I am a daughter and I am a mother and I am a grandma. And I have friends and family, extended family. I have all of that. And the most important person in and what all I told you is I have summer. I must attend to summer because this is one thing that I've learned in becoming a Mars Venus coach, a gender intelligence coach. You must attend to all your relationship, whether it's your relationship with money, with relationship with work, with your relationship with families, with other people. The most important relationship you must attend and take care of and nurture is your relationship with yourself. So this kind of relationship, when you establish it and really give it, this this can contribute to everything else. And with the system of Mars Venus, because we have an amazing system for time management, I can do everything and still have free time for leisure, free time to go and do a pedicure and a manicure. So everything is systemized. Everything it's going according to my schedules. So my schedule is always full, but it's full from everything, full from visiting my grandma and having an amazing lunch or dinner with my father, or uh, uh, making some research for Mars Venus coaching, or uh, making some research for one of my clients that he needs something. So uh, when you schedule everything, you can achieve them all. The key here is writing them down, not just putting them here. And please, 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 listeners, stop doing to-do lists. They are overwhelming and they will never end. Just plug them in a system, plug them in a calendar, plug them in somewhere. You can say, I'm going to do this at this day at that time, and believe me, you can accomplish a lot. On top of all of that, last year I finished my master's degree. So I was doing all of that. On top of that, I was doing my master's. I was studying, I was writing my thesis, doing my research. So definitely, when I was in the banking industry, it was very demanding. I worked long hours. I was, always in my masculine energy. I was always in my Martian side. Um, but moving on to the coaching industry, sometimes I work longer hours, but it's happier hours because you can see the transformation in the lives of others. You talk to them, you coach them, you brainstorm with them. So it's amazing.
Oh my, that brings me to the next thought. And can you share, either with a coach or a client, a couple of success stories that really made everything and all those hours and all that effort worth it to you specifically? What was a success story that moved you?
Honestly, there's so many. There is so many success stories. Uh, from having phobia of getting in a car to achieving having their own car and having their license and driving around. from from struggling uh, to get out of the house, and now my client have three running businesses, successful businesses. uh, Honestly, it's sometimes people wants validation and wants confirmation that it's okay to get it wrong. It's okay uh, to dream big. It's okay to fail. It's okay to succeed. Um, and working with my client very closely, and attending to their inner thoughts, how they talk to themselves, how they are limiting themselves. This is very crucial. And Dr. John has taught us an amazing technique that we can, resolve some of these issues, like removing emotional blocks, filling up the 10 love tanks. All of these are techniques that's amazing, and it's transforming people's life in a magical way.
Yes, and another topic that you brought up, because that sounds just so perfect, is gender intelligence. That it seems to be a keystone within the Mars Venus world. And what does
Definitely.
that mean to you? What is gender intelligence?
Okay, so I was raised, in a military house. So I was raised as a cadet. So I was raised as a Martian, a little Martian, and I always joke about that, and I say, okay, I was born in Venus, but mysteriously I was kidnapped and raised on Mars. So I was really all of my life, I was in my Martian side, living more of my Martian side. I was always annoyed from friends or female friends or female part of the family when they start talking and nagging and talking about their problems and talking and talking. And whenever I give them any kind of solution, they will say, why aren't you listening to me? Why aren't you being a good friend? And I'm saying, you're crazy people. So honestly, when I learned gender intelligence, first thing I understood who is Samar and why she is acting this way and talking this way and taking decisions this way. And how can I bring Summer to her true elements? how can I draw her back to her feminine energy and use that feminine energy, just not just let it go to waste. I started understanding people who is so dear to my heart. My relationship with my daughter thrived, honestly, because now when she talks, she always tell me, "Mom, I want the Martian hat," or "Mom, I want the Venetian hat." So I will know if she need an advice or she just need a hug and somebody to cry on their shoulder. So yeah, it transformed my life a lot.
Yes, I think it's very unique to realize
Yes,
that men and women take information in and give information out differently. And it's not
definitely.
right, it's not wrong, it just is.
Definitely, definitely. You can complain about men taking quick decisions. You can complain about women weighing their options. But in the end of the day, it's all about biology. It's all about how our brains are, God created them, and how the the wiring of our brain it's different from males and females, and the hormones and how these hormones contribute to everything. Just looking at the corpus callosum, the area that connects the right hemisphere with the left hemisphere. It's amazing. When they did the study, they found it's 25% smaller in men. So that make them uh, uh, that communication between the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, it doesn't communicate a lot. So, like when Dr. John says, when the man is thinking, his emotions goes to sleep, and when he is emotional, his thinking goes to sleep. So, uh, but for women, because we have more connective tissue, we have more corpus callosum, so the two hemispheres are talking to each other all the time. They are thinking and remembering and talking and laughing and crying and taking decisions and doing all that at the same time.
Right. And if you don't know that difference, you just assume everyone works the way you work.
Definitely, definitely. It's and it's like I used to describe that as bringing an American and a Japanese person together and telling them, okay, communicate. So if they don't have, a common language, if the American cannot speak Japanese or the Japanese cannot speak the American's language, so they will never communicate. And I'm sorry about that. Let me, yeah, they took it. So they can never communicate. But once they have a translator between them, thank you God for Google. So now every party can put what they are saying, and it will be translated in the second party's language. And I think for men and women understanding that they talk different languaging, different uh, and they have different responses to words, and that will be amazing. That will be amazing. For example, when a man say uh-huh, that means okay, continue talking. When a woman say uh-huh, that means Stop talking and play dead.
Oh, that's so funny. It's so true. It's so true. And I love it when I've looked at some of your conferences and that story that John Gray told about getting up in the middle of the night to go out and get milk for his wife,
Yeah,
and the interpretation of that was brilliant. And if you
yeah,
know the differences, doesn't that make it easier to understand each other and get to where you want to go?
definitely. And I'm not talking about a person level understanding yourself only, because this is very, very, very important. Many of us go through that life without, being aware of themselves and understanding themselves. So many clients and people I talk to, and when I tell them, okay, what do you want, they say, I don't know, I want to be happy. Okay, what's happiness for you? uh, I don't know. So they really need to understand themselves. So by gender intelligence, they can understand themselves. They can understand the inner circle of their family. They can understand the bigger circle of their jobs and their work and their community, and in the end of the day, it's all about humanity, understanding the other, appreciating the differences. This is amazing. This is amazing. If you can look at differences as colors, that can contribute to, a rainbow of humanity, that would be that would be amazing.
Yes, yes. And it's so interesting when I hear you and other coaches speak. So often people are able to tell you what they do not want, but they have a hard time
Definitely.
telling what they do want. Why is that?
Just as I told you, because they cannot understand themselves. They're they're not connecting to themselves. For example, if two couples, they are very close together, so they are very, very close. They cannot see clearly. They need to have some space so they can see clearly. um, just take your hand and put it very close to your eyes. You cannot see anything in your hand. Just bring it a little bit so you can see all the stripes in your hand. So when they are very close to the other person, they interpret whatever the other person is doing, either right or wrong, black and white, uh, good or bad. So, and they took this interpretation and they put it to themselves without understanding. And when they come to realize themselves, okay, I've seen my spouse doing this, I've seen my partner doing that, this is right, this is wrong. And because they come to this relationship with baggages, a lot of baggages, a lot of things that happen in the society, happen when they are child, happen in their family. So, and they keep interpreting these things while they are very close, without seeing any details, without seeing the whole truth. They kind of either blame themselves or blame the other. So when they have that space and they can realize themselves and have that space and see who they are truly are, and why they are here, what's their purpose in life, what's because it's the mission and vision. It's not only for corporations, it's for us human beings. We have a mission and a vision, and every new year we have resolution. We tend to our mission and vision in life, but you need to really uh, be kind to yourself and accept yourself and hire a coach that can, just shed light to your journey, and you will reach that.
Yes, yes. As you were speaking, I was thinking of that space. You provide that space. You help that
Def-
couple see that space. When you
Definitely.
describe what you do, what is the hardest part? We've talked about all the things that you do and how, how this has transformed you and your relationships. But everything has good, bad, and ugly. So for you, what is the hardest part of for being as being a Mars Venus coach?
Um, Maybe the hardest part is I wanna have more coaches that have the same vision and the same message. I feel that we are still a small growing community as gender intelligence coaches around the world, and I see that we can contribute more. We can change the world, one relationship at the time. But we need more hands. So that's the only challenge that I see is um, it's there. Yeah, we need
Yes,
more of us.
yes, I understand. Now, I've asked you a lot of questions, and by the way, you're doing wonderfully. And I wanted to know, is there something that you wanted the listener, the viewer of this, to make sure they got from you as a message that I didn't ask or that you want to expand on? What would you want to add for anybody watching this?
There is no right and wrong. There is no when God created life, He created it with millions and billions of shades. So don't be stuck on black and white, uh, but be open and allow yourself. Give permission yourself to see other colors. I had a wise man once told me, because I'm a perfectionist, and he always tell me, "Good is good enough. Good is good enough." So when you embrace good is good enough and go for the next step, and good is good enough and go for the next step, you will be amazed how far you went. It's not about the speed. It's about being persistent and going the next step, the next baby step, and the next baby step, and the next baby step. Failure for me, it's a new fresh start. Okay, what's the lesson learned, and let's have a fresh start. Um, not being perfect. I'm a piece of art in the making. So what once you start telling yourself these affirmations, it's very helpful. And one thing that I always encourage my family, my friends, the coaches I work with, my coachees, all of them, is always have an intention. When you have an intention inside of you, that will wake up and sparkle miracles happening while you are going your way.
Yes, that's brilliant. I think some people are sleepwalking and doing what they do by rote. When you do it
Yes,
with intention, you get the
definitely.
response. I personally think you're a beautiful work of art, and I thank you so much for helping to add color to this enterprise, to Mars Venus, and share what you know with those listening. Is there a parting word you'd like to share, Samar, before we finish?
Um, may all uh, may all of us live in happiness and in peace. We find peace in our heart. We find peace in our mind, and we find peace in our life.
Very good. Last word. Thank you so much.